Welcome to episode 82 of A Message From. We're your hosts. I'm Edward.
I'm Alyson.
Today we're talking about fall vibes, but first we must discuss the finale of Alone because I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't have much to say. Do you have much to say?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, we're right. Clay wins. Clay wins.
We were right. Clay won.
Bravo, Clay.
That's my only thing I have to talk about is the one thing about Clay winning. But do you have anything you have to say really importantly?
Yeah. I'm gonna sound like Cruella de Vil here for a minute. Okay. But when he caught that snowshoe hare, all I could think was, that's the most beautiful fur I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it was like gorgeous. No wonder
the white was pristine, and then the dark underneath. Gorgeous.
Yes. Yeah, I thought the same thing. So I mean,
incredible.
I don't have I don't think I have like high moral standards, it seems. So like that's not off brand for me. It could be considered off brand maybe to a listener, to you. But she oh, she's coughing.
I'm a little sick. I was trying
to sick, right?
Please, I have to cough.
We'll leave it in. Well, maybe I'll take out the cough part. But
take out the sound of the cough, please. Yeah. No one wants to hear that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll bleep it out. But what I was going to say about Alone was, okay, Clay won, like we know, right? Mm-hmm. We were right. Teresa got removed from the game for medical reasons. Mm-hmm. And Biko dropped out because I think he was just like, why did he drop out again?
He was having heart palpitations and he was afraid he was going to die or something.
Yeah, totally fair. Totally fair. Which actually makes more sense because I didn't think Biko was going to dip for like mental reasons. Like I just can't do it anymore. It was like, yeah. So anyway, I was confused because I thought they would just like go directly to Clay's camp, but it was like a day later.
Yeah, they gave him
and
I
was like, is this normal? I don't know. I just assumed that it would be like, okay, but they like made him continue to be alone for another day.
I was wondering that. And then I was like, they obviously had that medical scheduled. So maybe because they had the last medical scheduled, like, we don't know if Biko called or not. It didn't.
Biko called.
Oh, he called?
Yeah, because he was standing there, like, and you know what I mean? It was like the way it all went down.
Yeah.
But they've also, in the previous episode, I think it was right before the season finale, Teresa had got a message on her like sat phone or whatever that was
they were coming for an early medical.
So they could have just sent that to Clay too.
Yeah, I think like he knew there was a medical scheduled, whether it was scheduled early or whatever. I think they did that to keep it like a surprise. Like they didn't want him, they wanted to be like, congratulations, you're the winner.
But they still could have kept it a surprise if they bumped up the med check and it was the same day.
But maybe the med check was supposed to be that day.
Oh, and they were like, we'll just continue.
And they bumped up Teresa's early because they were like, she's going to die. She's shriveling up and dying.
Oh, true. Maybe they're not on the same time. I just assumed they would be the same day as everybody.
I thought they were. But then when they said they moved Teresa's up early, maybe it was always supposed to be on the day that Clay's was on.
Maybe. The thing I'm taking away from this show is that I'm more intrigued by the production aspect of it than anything else.
Yeah, it's fascinating. If they could do like a behind the scenes of how all that works.
Yeah.
Would love that.
That's like very in now, is like a behind the scenes of shows. Like there's lots of podcasts and like after shows and stuff now.
They always have that. Alone, get on it. The one last thing I have is I had to look up what a fisher was. You know how Clay was talking about like the fisher and he was seeing the paw prints and stuff. And I'm like, how have I never heard of this? Like I was an animal freak when I was a kid. All I did was watch Discovery Channel and Animal Planet. On my school reports, I wrote about freaking animals. I collected all those stupid little note cards that you could put into like a 3-ring binder. They were National Geographic, I think. It was like, they were very nice, very well produced, but they were like collector's items. And it was like
infographic?
An infographic of animals. And it had like, it was just one page that would flap. So it would be like, 4 sides, but.
Interesting.
I had to look up a fisher. It's like a cross. It's like a cross between a wolverine and a fox almost.
Yeah, I was like, this looks like a small platypus bear.
Think like Wolverine, but longer and skinnier.
Yeah, long ass tail.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think I've ever actually seen what a wolverine looks like.
Oh, no.
Because, like, well, that's the mascot of the football team you're obsessed with, right?
Yes.
So you're very familiar. To me, when I hear, like, Wolverine, I instantly think of X-Men.
Oh.
So, like, I don't really know what the animal looks like. For a moment, I was like, that's an
claws.
animal? What?
It looks very much like a fisher, but a little bit, like, beefier.
Beefier.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, what the hell is this thing? I was like, I can't believe it was like an animal that you just don't think at this age that you're going to be surprised by an animal that isn't we discovered something at like 4 million feet below the sea level or something,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like some disgusting fish that we've never seen before.
That's what
or like a gecko, like that's like in the rainforest. I don't expect it to be like an actual mammal.
Right?
It felt very like, is this a whole new world?
It was so odd. And when he was showing the paw prints, I'm like, is this like a mini bear or something? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm surprised it didn't attack him.
Could you imagine that thing like clawing his face off?
Ooh. It looked like it could have jumped from where it was in the camp, like on the shot, to his literal facha and destroyed his life.
It would have ruined his life. And he knew, too. I feel like he was more scared about this fisher thing than he was when the bear was literally staring him in the face.
Right. Well, it did say on the thing, it was like they have no known predators. So they're like ballsy as shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's way worse than a grizzly bear.
Yep.
And we're just hearing about it now? Like... Anyway.
It's like when you see those videos of mongoose like stomping the life out of killer snakes, that like everyone in the world is afraid to go near these snakes because they're so venomous, they'll like kill you with one drop, and the mongoose is like, hey, and just like stop.
I guess that's like literally the circle of life, right? Like something has to make the snake afraid, so it's a mongoose. But apparently nothing makes the fisher afraid that we know of.
Nothing.
So. Yeah. But hey, maybe we'll figure it out. We're not anthropologists. What are they called?
Biologists?
Yeah,
I was going to be a biologist.
Well, you missed your calling.
I think I did miss my calling, to be honest.
What is your
Sometimes
ist?
I'm like,
what's your ist now? You are
economist.
Are you an economist?
I mean, I'm not an economist, but that's what I studied.
Right, but like, what would your job be considered as an ist?
I don't think there is an ist. I could just make up like a financialist.
But that would be is a financialist a word?
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. I would just like make it up. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Financialist? Sounds like a word. I don't think there's an ist I could think of for like a teaching thing. I'm a...
Educationist.
I was an educationalist, but that doesn't really make any sense.
No.
Anyway.
We're not ists anymore. We've moved past
I guess I would be a
ist.
linguist if we considered my degrees, but... We don't know. Not many people, including myself, consider my degrees. So, you know, that's the vibe.
Here we are. So, moving past Alone. We're graduating.
Forever.
Season's done. I do want to watch another season, but we don't need to discuss it in depth every week.
I want to watch it like, I need to binge it. I don't want to watch it like this.
It takes too long. We could have been done with this months ago.
Literally.
But... I have the story. So I had completely forgotten all about this, but towards the end of the summer, how is it already middle of September, first of all? Second of all, how am I talking about the week and a half that I spent at my pool as if it was ages ago? I feel like it was 2 days ago. But anyway, you know, because like pools close Labor Day around here. So I've been going to the pool quite a bit. That last like week and a half, just so I could like soak up the sun, whatever, enjoy my last days. And it would always be dead. I would go there like as soon as it opened, 11 a.m. But there's this one lady who would show up every day, and she knew everyone. She knew all the lifeguards. Anytime there was any other single person there, she knew them. They would chat. It was like
doesn't seem too weird though, right?
Well, no. I'm like, how does this woman know everyone here at this community? But whatever. She obviously
that's a little strange, I guess. But
comes to the pool more often. She comes to the pool more often than I do, so whatever.
Yeah.
But she didn't talk to me at all. Every single person that came in there, she talked to. Even like if she would swim past a little kid playing in the pool, she would talk to them. And I'm like, what's her beef with me? Why won't she talk to me?
Maybe it's your aura.
It's got to be my aura. But eventually, after like 3 times, she finally talked to me.
Maybe
she's
it was
talker,
like a grace period.
Maybe. I don't know. But she finally welcomed me into the fold. But she's a talker. She loves to talk. Like the conversation's dead and over, and she'll keep it going.
Yeah. It looks like you were blessed and then quickly unblessed.
Exactly. But it was funny because there's this guy who lives here too who would always come. But he would show up for like 15, 20 minutes only. He'd be like, I just got a few minutes. I just got 15 minutes and then I got to go. I got another appointment. Like he's from, is he from? He's from Jersey. So he picture like
fun accent.
Jersey guy, that accent. But her and him would always argue. It was the weirdest thing because it was like you could tell they were like pool friends, but not like real life friends. Yeah. And she would always be like, oh, you always come. You never stay. You're only here for 15, 20 minutes. You need to swim. You need to get up and move around. You need to just, I'm like, she would always lecture this guy and he was like not having it, but it was still like friendly banter is the weirdest thing.
Very weird vibe. I mean, we know some of the people who live in your community are weird.
Bizarre.
Let's not forget the time I was like, not inappropriately, but like...
you were hit on. It wasn't inappropriate. It was just unfortunate that we also ran into him again like the next day at the trash.
It wasn't like inappropriate and like that's a no-no, like, don't touch me their way, you know? It was more like inappropriate as in like, why is this happening?
You weren't feeling it.
Well, yeah. I was there for like a week. Anyway, not important. We don't have to go into this. Have we talked about
he
this
didn't
already?
know that until he talked to you. But anyway, all this is coming back to me because I was on a walk yesterday. And
where were you walking?
Just my usual route, like out down the main road. But when I got out there...
down the main road. Sounds like you live in like middle of nowhere, Iowa.
Yeah, no. It's just... I call it the main road because it's like...
Well, it's the main road.
It's the main road. Yeah. Anyway. So I'm walking. I get like 1 block up. There's a car accident, but it's just one car. The other car that it hit, nowhere to be found. And it's in a section where the median ends and there's like a turning lane in the middle, right? So the car's there. Trunk open. Front completely smashed in. All of its fluids are out in the road. No driver to be found. There's no one around.
It's like sort of like a fantasy movie or like, like
weird.
A Superman movie.
And like, I didn't even hear it happen. And it was close enough that I feel like I should have heard it happen. I must have been like listening to something or maybe on a call or something. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So no one's, I'm like, that's weird. I continue on my walk. By the time I loop all the way back around, it's been almost an hour. It's been like 52 minutes or something. Car's still there. No tow truck has come to get it. There are no cops around. There are people out now, like a lady and a guy across the street talking and like pointing, but I couldn't tell if it was like one of their vehicles or they were just gawkers. Lots of people out kind of like, what's happening? What's happening?
Okay.
Weirdest thing, I'm like, there was a flare out now though. Someone had put like a flare out behind the car because it was
a flare?
I don't know where the flare came from. I don't know what. But I'm like, how has this car been sitting here blocking a lane of traffic? I apologize. It wasn't in a turning lane. It was actually in a lane of traffic.
So there's inconsistency to the story. We're lying today on the pod.
We're lying today accidentally.
So what does that have to do with Pool Lady?
So I'm walking and I pass it, and of course it's like almost right there by the entrance to my apartment. And so I'm walking and I'm like, what is going on? And I see Pool Lady standing up on the hill to the right. There's like a small grassy hill in front of my apartment on the main road. You probably wouldn't have noticed it if you don't walk past it all the time. She's standing up there smoking, and out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, that's Pool Lady. I should have said hi, but I didn't. And then afterwards I was like, that was mean. You should have said hi.
She was just standing on a hill smoking a cigarette watching this like bizarre car crash happen?
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe she like lives in the woods.
Maybe.
Maybe she's just like, maybe she's a figment of your imagination, actually. Maybe she's not even real.
I imagined the whole thing, everyone talking to her, all of it, all my encounters with her. We're living in a simulation, and that's that.
Simulation. It's something I'm very much looking forward to when we get back from this break.
Hello, everyone. Alyson here. Just wanted to say that we want to hear from you. So send us a message at 202-630-4509 or email us at amessagefrompod@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to rate and review and check out amfpod.com for bonus content. Now back to the show.
Welcome back from that break, where we hope you thought a little bit more about the simulation that we're all living in. Today's message is from Michelle. And like we said before, it's about fall vibes. Michelle wrote in and said, "Hi, Edward and Alyson. I can't believe it, but summer is almost over." We're transitioning to fall, and I'm curious to know, what are you looking forward to about fall? I can't wait for everything pumpkin spice and crunchy leaves. I paused there because I was going to say, it is fall. But then I was like, no, that's next week. Is the equinox,
we have a few days still.
Yeah.
But essentially it's fall.
Where you live. Not where I live.
Not where you live, but you see me in my little fool turtleneck.
Yes. I noticed it when we logged on, and I was wondering if it was dressing up for the occasion or you were nippy. Well,
a little bit of both. Obviously, this is our fall vibes episode, so I have a
You make it sound like it's like an annual thing.
Fall colored turtleneck. But finally, the weather is starting to turn here. It's still very warm and nice during the day, but at night, it's been getting cool. Like 14, 15, 16 degrees.
Celsius.
So
you need to clarify that.
Yeah. So like in the 50s, 60s Fahrenheit. Yeah. So it's been cooler at night. I don't know what's going on with the nature here, but we've had crunchy leaves for a minute. On my walks for the last like 3 weeks, there have been leaves crunching and falling.
Well, if it's getting cold,
stomp on them. But the cooler nights hasn't started until this past week. And cool, I repeat, cool, not cold. There's a difference.
I don't know. I mean, the Earth is fucked, so
the Earth is
who knows anymore?
The biggest victim of this simulation, we'll say.
Oh my God, so simulation. Thank you for bringing me back to that, because I'm sure everyone's wondering what the fuck I am talking about. So things that we're excited about for fall is the whole situation, right? Obviously, there's some very obvious things, but personally for me, I'm very excited for like the weather that obviously comes, right? Like fall, right? Fall. But with that weather comes the justified excuse to sit on my computer all day and play video games because I don't need to be outside in the sun, because if there is no sun, I don't have to be in it, you know? That obviously translates into lots of other activities I can sit in my house and do and not leave, you know? But video games in terms of, I think it's almost time for me to play The Sims again. Hence simulation. Yeah, which is going to be a great 2 weeks of so much fun, and then I'm not going to play it for another 365 days. So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see what's going on.
This is not where I thought you were going to go with this at all.
With simulation? Where do you think I was going with simulation?
No, video game. Like, just in general. I wasn't thinking like fall means video games.
Well, it means not necessarily going outside on certain days, right? If it's like rainy or too cold or it's overcast, like, you know, which also, you know, sitting in a chair, drinking tea and reading a book. Also the same thing.
That's true.
Drinking a cup of tea, playing The Sims. Drinking a cup of tea, binging an entire series.
So essentially all you're going to do is drown yourself in tea.
I mean, that is part of my shtick, my gig. Yeah.
Well, that's part of your gig year round.
Kind of, but I like ramp it up when it's colder, because obviously I can't be drinking hot ass tea. If it's like July and I'm in Madrid, like that's just not
right. You make iced tea.
iced tea. Oh, I guess I do drink tea. But hot tea. Hot tea.
Anyway.
No, I'm not drinking tea.
Moving on.
Yeah, what's up with you?
Tea. Moving on from the tea. I mean, I do also love tea, but that's a really good point that you brought up, like you not feeling bad about not going outside and doing things when the weather's not great. But I still have to get outside and like feel the sun on my face. If the sun is out, even when it's like fall or winter, I need the sun to make me happy. I am miserable without it. So
there's an overload of sun here, so it's like I need the overcast days to make me happy because it's like it's almost like too much dopamine. You know, like it's like too much of a good thing. No, I don't get it. I don't understand. You don't have this problem.
Because I don't have that problem.
But the opposite would be there's not enough. So there's like too much gray. Where I'm having like too much sun, where it's like it's just too much. It's like being too extrovert all the time. And you just like need some recluse days. I don't ever these don't come very often. That's why I like fall so much. Because I can be recluse. Estranged from everyone I know. Estranged. Other than that, what else are you looking forward to in fall?
I mean, fall weather just always means like football weather. It's football time. It starts. But when it starts, it's still roasting hot outside. Yeah, like the first few games of the season are always horrifying because you're just drowning in a puddle of sweat, roasting in the sun. And then when it starts to get cool and you can wear like pants and a sweatshirt and it's like. But
then it gets like too cold and you're like miserable again.
And then it's snowing and you're frozen and you can't feel your toes. So this is like the perfect time.
You know, as someone who doesn't watch / really give a shite about American football, I actually relate to that very much because I was in band in high school, which means I had to be at the football games. Yep. So I do understand what that's like, where it's like hot, great weather, like superb weather, and then it's like cold. Yeah. So cool.
And obviously this only goes for like mid and northern states, like all those southern schools.
Oh, yeah.
You just miss hot the whole time. Sorry about it. You don't know.
I'm sure they like think that it's cold at some point because they have no reference point.
True. And then when they travel for games too. But anyway, I digress.
I didn't think about that.
Also, sweater weather. We see I'm wearing a sweater. I just love the coziness. That's what it is. The coziness. Like you said, curl up with a blanket and some tea, put my sweater on, put a scarf on. You know, I'm obsessed with scarves.
The Uniqlo zip-ups that are like fluffy.
Oh my God.
I know. The way I can't wait to wear. How many of those do you have?
I'm embarrassed to say.
It can't be that embarrassing.
I'm embarrassed to say.
You're in good company.
I have 3 actually because I got rid of 1.
There you go. I have 3. See? But I do have other things that are large, Uniqlo, fluffy. Do you have extra things?
I have 2
just those.
I have 2 extra large.
Okay, so you have 2. I have 1 extra.
Things.
Yeah. It makes me look like a teddy bear because it's like for sleeping. It's like truly. I look at myself in it and I'm like, what is going on here? Because it's like
what's happening?
What's happening? It's very
But it's so nice.
Yeah.
You have to, like, our whole friend group has them. And
like Menti.
I learned the hard way that you cannot get the women's. The women's are terrible. Because I had a women's one first. Like maybe I got it like maybe a year before we kind of all got the big fluffy zip ups. And so the women's ones, I still got a medium. That thing was so tight. I literally looked like a stuffed teddy bear.
Oh.
Like the sleeves came right to here. It was like snug and it was like stretchy. So
I can't wait to put that on the internet. I can't wait to put that on the internet.
It was still soft and stretchy, but it was so like, I'm like, I got a medium. I'm not that fat. Like,
it's just a small fit.
It's just a small fit. You have to go for the men's. I got the men's medium. It's gorgeous. It's just long enough to cover your bum. It's like a little bit loose in the sleeves. There's a hood on the men's. Oh, beautiful.
That's a different style, I think, because mine don't have any hoods.
Yours don't have hoods?
Nor.
So the women's one I had didn't have a hood.
I think you might have gotten 2 different styles.
I must have gotten 2 different styles. But either way, you have to go for the men's. And they're so cozy and comfy.
Yeah. Gender's a construct. Who gives a shit if it's like men's or women's, right? I'm not here wearing women's section crop tops in summer. You're wearing men's section zip-ups in fall. Nothing matters anymore.
No.
Whatever you feel comfortable in.
Whatever makes the simulation most enjoyable for you.
Yeah. Speaking of that simulation again, sorry, really random. They're making the base game for The Sims, which is, base game and you add expansion packs and shit, right? Mm-hmm. They're making the base game in October completely free. So anyone can download The Sims 4 for free. Yeah. I know. I was like, God damn it. But I paid $10 for it, so it's fine.
This hurts me because I really want to do it. I loved playing The Sims, but I think we've talked about this before. I hate the new versions. I hate them.
Because it's too realistic?
It's too realistic. I'm that's what it was. Take me back to the 2D. It looks like someone drew this on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And this is all the people can do.
I've seen so many recently. Sorry, this is the last thing I'll say. But I've seen a lot of Sims influencers, Mm-hmm. Simfluencers, I guess you could call them. Build influencers. And let me tell you, these houses these people are making, these people are geniuses. These people should be architects. But once again, the real world does not apply to The Sims, right? So maybe they shouldn't be architects. But they're making some gorgeous shit. And I can't wait to just fully watch and copy. Not gonna lie.
That was my favorite part. I didn't even enjoy playing with them.
To an extent, it's whatever. Anyway, we're not going to do this again.
Yeah, moving on. We've talked about Sims before.
What about food? You want to talk about food?
Oh my gosh, fall foods are the best. Let's talk about food.
You hungry?
I kicked it off this morning. I'm a little hungry. With a maple brown sugar latte.
Oh.
Glorious.
That sounds very good. I haven't made anything fall related yet because it's just too hot still.
I bought some kale as well, and I feel like that gives me very, very fall vibes. But
is kale fall vibes?
No.
Oh, okay. But I really don't know.
You eat it year round. It's around year round, obviously, but it's just the way you use it, right? So I'm thinking kale with some roasted sweet potato on top, maybe some cranberries, maybe some toasted almonds,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, we're getting into cranberry sauce season.
Yeah. Fall. Yeah. I forgot about cranberries. I'm definitely going to have to buy some of those and throw those in things. Mm-hmm. But this was the first week when I went grocery shopping that I did not buy 2 heads of romaine lettuce, which means that salad season is coming to a close for me. That means fall's really coming.
That's so interesting. Obviously we've both talked, I think, about our deep obsession with salad, but I still eat salad year round. If I don't have some leafy greens every single day, I feel disgusting.
Yeah. I just don't. I go full throttle where it's the only thing I will eat twice a day, except for breakfast, is a legitimate salad. And I will eat greens in the rest of the year, but they're not the base, right? It's on the side, or it's thrown in, mixed in a weird way sometimes. Mm-hmm. But it's not here is my oil dressing based salad, here's my yogurt dressing based salad. That season has closed for me. So, and I'm gonna start phasing out the cereal / yogurt morning breakfast things and phase into, which is the second part of my fall food repertoire, transition.
I feel like you go into your cocoon and you make your little transition, and then you emerge into a fall butterfly.
Yeah, and then the exact thing happens again in early spring, where it's I toss that hot bowl of oatmeal right out the window and lather myself up in Greek yogurt, and I was going to go more places with that, but the lathering of Greek yogurt really threw me off in a gross way. So.
Yeah, let's move on from that. Oatmeal. No matter how hard I try, I can't like oatmeal. I have tried buying the instant. I've tried jazzing it up. I've tried homemade. I put so many fun flavors in it. I cook it on the stovetop. I tried in the microwave. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I want to, but I can't.
Not everything is for everybody.
True. I've accepted.
But I'm sorry that you don't love it just because of how much I do love it. But people say the same thing to me about coconut or some disgusting shit like that,
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, not for me, but it is for many other people. So,
yes.
Anything else you want to talk about in the fall vibe section before we wrap it up like a Christmas present?
Oh my gosh. We need to get to Halloween and Thanksgiving before we can talk Christmas presents. But let's wrap it up like a little mummy on Halloween and
okay. Yeah.
Say thank you, Michelle, for sending us this fall vibes message. It's perfect timing. If you want to send us a message about anything at all, you can give us a call at 202-630-4509. You can hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, send us an email at amessagefrompod@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And, check us out at amfpod.com for extra bonus content. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.